Favoritism and parenting. This kind of builds off the subject, the conversation that we had last week about life after parenthood, or life after having kids, basically.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that because it's not like you got rid of your kids. They're not gone. they're not out of the nest yet. We've got a long way to go before we hit that point. But as it turns out, parents, when they're by themselves, are more apt to admit that they actually do have a favorite child.
Oh, so not when they're right in front of the child?
No, of course, they're never going to say that in front of a child.
I don't know. I might do that.
I think that goes without saying that the child obviously isn't going to be there.
All right, so here's a question, and I'm really interested in your answer to this one, Todd, because you're a twin, all right? But do you feel like your parents had a favorite between you and your brother?
Oh, yeah, I was the youngest, so I was obviously
Well,
the
wait. But you're the youngest by what? A couple of seconds? I mean, how does that work when you're a twin?
7 minutes.
7 minutes, okay. All
Plus,
right.
I was better at everything.
Yeah.
Dang.
All-star softball player over here, man.
All right. And CJ, you had 2 siblings of your own. What about you?
3.
3 siblings of your own, okay.
Yeah, and we got a nice comment from Erin again. She says she's pretty sure she's the favorite.
I'm pretty sure she's not.
So who do you think was the favorite?
Oh, me, for sure.
I
You
guess
think you
he
were the
would
favorite.
say that.
Come on.
I'm feeling
Come
left out here.
on.
I had
And
one
you, Joe,
sibling.
yeah, you had multiple
I
siblings.
had one sibling growing up. I do have other siblings now, but I had one sibling growing up, and I honestly don't think, my opinion, I believe that my sibling is a sister, by the way. I believe my sister would have a different response. I don't think there was an actual favorite. I think my sister would think otherwise.
She would say it's you? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, probably.
And she would probably be right, Joe. But
don't-
because you were getting all the love and attention, you didn't notice.
No,
You're
I don't
"Oh,
think I
yeah,
was a
there-"
favorite. I really
Oh,
don't.
yeah. They love you too, Nick.
Yeah, it's totally even.
Everything's fine.
So in this study, as it turns out, by the way, so do you think that there is favoritism? Why don't you call us or write it or something? We actually did hear from Aaron, and Aaron, thank you for your comment. We appreciate that. Apparently, Chevelle differs with your opinion.
It's not her fault she's wrong.
Yeah, but don't feel bad because he'll differ with anybody's opinion.
I think
I
Chevelle's
don't
mom.
think that I would differ with anybody's opinion,
Chevelle's
Joe.
mom's on Facebook. Let's see if we can get her on there.
Now there we go.
Go on,
Did
Aaron.
she have a
I think
favorite?
she's building a sandcastle.
Aaron, go ahead and ping her and get her on here.
Yeah,
get her on
that's
the stream.
it. Yeah, have her like the page while you're at it. Please
you gotta
like
do
our page.
Okay, well, this I can say with absolute certainty.
Okay.
I am the favorite son.
You're the only son.
Shut up, Todd.
Okay.
So,
So here's the statistic.
Technically true.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's the statistic, all right? As it turns out, 70%, and this number surprised me, 70% of fathers would admit to having a favorite child. But what was even more amazing to me is 74% of mothers admit to having a favorite child. So now here's a question for you. Are more guys lying, or are we just better at being indifferent?
I'm definitely better at being indifferent.
It's better you say it this time than me.
Okay. All right.
Are you really going to make me sit here and call women liars, Joe?
But, see, now, yeah, no, go
I'm
ahead.
not gonna-
I dare you. I triple dog dare you.
Look. All right,
Styles
okay.
getting too rough for me.
All right. Okay. All right. All right.
Wait.
I think that
Here it comes.
I
Here it
think that-
comes.
I think women are more likely to lie to the children about having a favorite because they clearly do. They clearly do.
Okay.
I mean, it's only natural to have
my
a
kid asks
favorite.
me-
Is it?
Right?
I don't know that. I don't really know that I have a favorite because they're just different. You know,
Yeah.
they don't want to hear that. They want to be the favorite.
I have 2 kids. I do not have a favorite.
I don't think I have a favorite. I don't think I have a favorite.
I was reading one of those crunchy granola parenting books.
I'm sorry. What?
You know, it was one of those hippie books talking about talk to your kids and stuff.
Is that what we call them? Crunchy granola parenting?
Yeah, come on, that's what those hippies are all
Crunchy
about, right?
granola.
Yeah, one of those yoga parenting.
Wasn't that a
books.
Neil Diamond tune?
Yeah, and it was saying you shouldn't try to love your children equally. You should let them know that they're unique and love them uniquely.
You know what? I'm going to let you know right now that crap does not work. I'm just going to let you know right now. And it really does depend on the child. But you're going to have a child, and it may not even be because the parent actually favors the other sibling. It's just that because the children are different, they're not going to be disciplined the same. They're not going to be talked to the same. And if there's a difference in gender, they're not going to be treated the same for various
that's totally
reasons.
true.
And
And you know-
children will always perceive inequity in almost anything.
I was trying to look at this from my kid's point of view last evening when I was reading the research on this particular survey or study. And I wanted to ask myself, if I were one of my children, what would they say? Would they be inclined to think that one of them was a favorite?
The boy.
Again, I was going to say, no, yeah, and I have a boy and a girl, by the way. The boy is the older one, and the girl is a little bit younger. And I don't think my son would see me as having a favorite. I think my daughter
Of course
would.
he wouldn't.
No, I think my daughter would.
And I think that speaks to the difference between men and women. As much as people try to do away with the differences, there's some people that will accept that. But I think there's a lot that's been distorted by the whole gender equality type thing.
Well,
Men and women respond differently to different things.
but see, here's the thing that I was thinking. If I look at that situation and building a little bit on what you said too, my son and I have a different rapport than my daughter and I do.
Exactly.
And part of that is because we're both guys and we kind of do guy things. We have guy
Why
thoughts
don't
and
you
guy
do
tendencies.
guy things with your daughter?
I actually do, as a matter of fact. But here's the other thing.
Does she pee standing up?
Not hopefully not. No, I try to stop her from doing that kind of stuff. That always ends in a big
I
mess.
think we got a YouTube commenter who says, I think they're in the same boat as you, Joe. He says, oh, yeah, my sister was the favorite for sure.
Oh, really?
So I think maybe it's one of those situations where he's, kind of, you don't know what she would say in that situation.
Yeah,
and then outside of the gender bias, it also depends on what type of parent, because sometimes parents just don't relate to their kids, so they're naturally going to want to do things with somebody that wants to do the same things.
Yeah.
So if that child wants to do the same things,
All right. Well,
There you go.
let me finish what I was going to say though. The other thing about it is that my son and I have more of a rapport than my daughter and I, because my son's been around for 3 more years than my daughter.
yeah.
Is that a fancy word for penis?
What did he say?
No, Todd, that is not what that is.
What the hell are you talking about?
Those are my favorite sound bites right there.
well,
That's producer Swift.
Like with my kids are 6 years apart. So the 3-year-old's getting 3-year-old type of attention, which is a lot of attention.
Uh-huh.
And the 9-year-old sees that as favoritism.
Really?
And it's not. I'm like, if you want me to put you in bed and you want me to talk real nice and gentle to you and you don't want to stay up and listen to the radio when you want to and you don't want to play games when you want to, that's fine. I'll treat you like a 3-year-old.
Uh-huh.
But if you want to be a 9-year-old, suck it up and be a 9-year-old.
Yeah, that's the other thing about being a kid. They want the adult responsibilities. They still want the
Yeah.
child attention.
And I think me and my kids have an awesome
Dang,
relationship.
Chevelle, that's cold.
See, Fluker,
Look, I'm
Fluker
not-
has no
here's the
concept
thing.
because you only have one child. You have no concept.
She's definitely my favorite. And Ralph says, I think he's talking about Chevelle. He says someone should uppercut that guy into a bowl of punch.
Oh, wow. Again,
This town's getting too rough for me.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I'm actually kind
talking-
of thirsty. That sounds
talk-
pretty good right now.
Talking
actually.
smack about your 9-year-old. Come on.
No, I mean, it's
the
not
kid
that.
can't
It's-
get some attention.
Well, and the thing is, he had all of the attention for 6 solid years. So when
yeah, so that's what he's used to.
yeah, so when the youngest one came in, that stopped. At least it stopped primarily from the mother, because the mother literally has to spend every waking moment with the infant. Like, there's things that she can do with the child that I can't. I can't breastfeed. It's not genetically possible at this point in time.
In the crunchy granola.
I don't know. I've heard people. Never mind.
Yeah,
That's
never mind.
My crunchy granola book said something about children being jealous of one another.
Yeah.
Well, see, and that's one of the things that we got to continue this discussion when we come back from the break.
Well,
but
let me just throw out my crunchy granola tip for the day. Just teach your kids to be confident with who they are. Don't try to compare them and all that other stuff. Just,
I'm trying to
Tell 'em
imagine
tell 'em
the
to suck it up.
emotional damage that's done to a child who thinks that his older sibling or other sibling or whatever it is, he or she thinks that the other child is the favorite. I mean, these people and
it affects them for the rest
let's
of their
flip this
lives.
to the other side too. Imagine if you think you're the favorite, don't you then have this massive guilt trip going on you because
No.
no, you don't think so? Huh?
Not at all.
Interesting. All right, well we'll come back.
Love it.
We'll come back right after the break. We'll talk about